Welcome to Shattered Ships, brought to you by Fandom Encounters. This is your DM Matt, guiding you on your pirate adventure through the seas of Corsair. Join our party, the Human Fey Wanderer Ranger Tesha Gwyn, played by Bobby, the Sea Elf Pirate Kensei Monk Trigger, played by Seth, and the Owlin Swords Bard, played by Alan, as they do their best to navigate this new world and find their place in it. In Corsair, where piracy is freedom, and freedom is dangerous. When we left off, our adventurers had made their way to the northern labyrinth, the hideout of Veritas, and faced the tests that awaited them. A team, a squadron of mechs and traps known as the Cobalt Crushers, prevented them from making their way easily through the maze. And as they went, dealing with fear conditions and speed traps and monsters popping up out of the walls, our team made it to the center of the maze before the doors closed. They were able to halt the doors and jump down into the area here. As a reminder, you are making your way towards the headquarters of Veritas. The insight that you got from your allies within Veritas was you had to face the Cobalt Crushers, the defense force, to get to sort of the base, the boss. And what awaits you now, you kind of, in the middle, we freeze framed on the party as they were falling through the air, having successfully made perception checks to spy your enemies and stealth checks to get the drop on them. So as you drop into the room, what you all saw is what you see on the map now before you. There are symbols on the ground. Perhaps they're definitely a little depicted here, a little larger than they are in the room. They are about 2-foot circles, but this way you can kind of see them all with the angles and everything. They appear to be like these discs that almost like a tile kind of sitting on the ground. There are 4 blue-robed figures prepared to defend this area. If anyone's job was to stare at the ceiling and wait for anyone to come down, boy, are they doing a bad job. Because as you begin to fall, you saw them before, and what you hear are 4 combatants, 4 members of this same team harmonizing with one another. So the room is almost attuned to these 4 individuals as their melodies coincide and interact with one another in a way that almost feels physical, like they may be bardic to some extent. But as we drop in on the party, you all had the drop on these folks. So, looking at them now, you see 4 combatants here. Now that you're dropping through the air, the combatant that is kind of furthest from where you are all dropping seems to be probably the tankiest individual here. It seems like a big, stocky furbolg. And the other figures, there seems to be a somewhat slighter gnoll, a fairly short and stout bullywug, and then a pretty beefy eagle, all kind of giving, like, more looking at each other than at the trap that they're probably supposed to be defending to some extent. The other big feature of this room is a giant circular door that appears to be carved out of the same blue stone as the smaller symbols on the ground here. But as we drop into battle here, I have the initiative from last time, so we can go down the initiative. All 3 of you are getting a surprise attack on this party, starting with Gwyn.
Oh my god. Let's start my turn by increasing our odds, and I will summon Beast, and I will summon Oleander in worm form.
in worm form. Excellent. I'll just need to add
Yes, for
them
more hit points.
in.
30 hit points. And I can summon it, oh my goodness,
You can place them
within 90
specifically.
feet of me.
Perfect. Without fully measuring, yeah, the room is about 60 feet, so you can basically place Oleander wherever you would like as you are in free fall mode right now.
I like to keep the big ones last. So it's labeled bait. Looks like a little mammal moment. I want
Yes, the little
Oleander
knoll.
over there.
Bait looks a little smaller than Donkey, the Furbolg. That's what they seem to be like the beefiest one here.
They are the beefiest. Okay, then maybe next to this little bird. Whatever the small, though the frog's probably small.
Yeah, the frog and the knoll are probably the smallest.
All right, let's go with the frog then.
Nice. Oleander drops in,
Perfect.
appearing behind the frog. Frog doesn't notice any of you dropping down because a giant larva has just appeared next to it, and you can see with his long frog tongue, he just kind of licks his lips, curious who dropped off the buffet in his area.
Just to get it out there, I think that is good.
Perfect.
And then can he get? Would that be, or is that too? Is he like summoned so it's like later?
Ooh. Give me a dexterity saving throw for Oleander. I'd say if it beats, what's his passive? Or a stealth check if you've got one. If it beats a 14, Oleander can get a move off this round.
It's got 3.
Ooh, Oleander kind of appears and shudders
Easier
a
for hit
bit
points.
as there is a predator facing down with him.
Yeah, that's enough for me.
There we go.
So.
Now everyone should be in the right order. That is Kachi, free falling through the air. You've all prepared a way to land, so no one's going to be taking fallen damage this round. But Kachi, as you're ducked down with your ability to fly, you're able to kind of drop wherever you need to, which will position everyone at the end of the surprise round. But Kachi, at range, anything that you're looking to do as you're dropping into this space?
Dropping into this space, I will cast invisibility at a 3rd level.
Okay.
And I'll kind of like flying down. Can I look to Europa and Trigger and be like I'll start to go invisible, and I'll be like, like trying to gauge who would want to be invisible, or I think it would be best to befit them.
Nice. I'll kind of leave that a little bit to Trigger here. Europa doesn't really have ranged options here, so her plan this turn is kind of to do like throw a guidance to someone and a help action to someone else to prepare for next round. If with this surprise round shenanigans, I'll even let Trigger get an attack off and then the invisibility to go infect, so you're not dropping it right away if you want to throw it in Trigger's direction.
I will take it, I guess.
Yeah. Europa's role is kind of tank, so an invisible tank doesn't really do
I was gonna say,
too much good.
Can you cast invisibility without? Oh yeah, I mean it's like I guess. Can you cast like help and guidance and stuff without dropping invisibility?
Help you can, guidance you wouldn't be able to because it is casting a spell.
Sure.
I mean, I guess like since we're all coming down with one another, I could also give it to Gwyn as well for more of a range, if that's what he would want.
Whatever you want.
Whatever I want. Okay, I'll do it for Trigger so that he can. I'll do it for Trigger so that he can at least like run around the room.
Nice.
For
So
make another surprise round.
So Trigger, I'll let you get your first shot off with advantage on someone if you'd like to do that before invisibility goes into effect.
And I'm just getting. This isn't a round, right? This is just one attack.
Like one attack.
The.
Or I guess one action.
One action.
Yeah. Because it was like cast a spell, cast a spell. I'll let it work for 2 attacks if you're going off that way.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Sure. I'll slide right on up. Is this infringing on my movement or?
Basically, this round is happening as you're falling.
Understood. Got it. All right. 2 shots from Thunderbolt then.
Yeah. Aiming. Who are you aiming for?
I will take it on the Rhyme Mariner.
Mm-hmm. So you see this
that's
beefy eagle appear to be perhaps maybe geared towards some sort of aquatic nature as you kind of level your plunger puss in their direction.
All right. First shot taken with advantage. Oh, B. Why are these dice so difficult to tell? The first one's the friend. That is a 21 to hit.
Ooh, that will hit this eagle Aarakocra.
I apologize. It was a 19 instead.
That still does hit. Famously,
I just wanted to make sure.
Can't wear too much armor, otherwise they can't fly.
Yeah. All right, cool. First shot. And you know what? We'll do my damage, my little thunder damage.
Do that damage.
I'm not even gonna bother doing the thunder one right now. All right, so that's 11 on the first hit, and then I can get another attack still with advantage or not? Or
yes.
This one's just
well, I'll let it be with advantage. This is the surprise round.
Okay. Oh, I think they were both quite bad. Does a 11 hit?
11 does not hit. So as this shot rings out, they flash their talons in just in time to see you firing your second shot. These like armored coverings on their claws as they just like catch the bullet out of the air.
Cool.
As they
All right.
catch it in their hand as Kachi's invisibility spell then pulls you into invisibility. Rhyme, this eagle kind of turns and looks. Ha! Looks like we've got some challengers for the test, boys. As all 4 of these figures kind of look, no longer surprised, but still kind of like keeping this tune kind of going as it kind of reverberates off of these walls. Movement-wise, at the end of this round, you've all dropped into this room. I'll say from the spot where the tokens are kind of currently 30 feet from this area. And I'll even say for Kachi and Trigger because you have extra movement, Kachi because you can fly, I'll extend it out to like 45 if you want to position yourselves for this strategically for this combat.
Just running away.
Nice. Europa will do the opposite, and she will close with Rhyme, reeling from the shot from the Punchapus.
I feel like I should do the same in case he tries to get in the air.
That's cool.
Nice. Invisible
I
Kachi
will-
lands behind.
I guess I will do a flanking on. Oh wait, sorry, that's Oleander. I will flank Oleander.
Wait a minute, Trigger's turning on him.
I've always hated your moth. It sounds too close to math.
Oh my god. Weird reason, but it tracks.
Yeah, sorry. Gosh, it's been so long I literally forgot my character voice, Matt. Okay,
I know. It's been a while. But with the surprise round kind of coming to a close, Rhyme, having noticed the party, just because they were the one that was attacked, Donkey, this furbolg in the corner, like staff in hand, as it kind of just begins to glow. It's like shaped long, and it has like this big, like this end on it, like a giant tuning fork, as he offers it up to the, like he just begins speaking. We are the Midnight Symphony. Prove yourselves, and our leader may show his face. Midnight murmurs. But it's going to be Gwyn first.
Okay. I just downloaded Microsoft OneNote on this computer so I can have notes. And now that my side quest is done, I can stop sweating. I'm gonna look at the big giant wall, and the first thing I see is that sword. And so I'm just gonna yell to the room, what do we fight for? Before I take 2 shots at Bloat.
Gwyn, as you say aloud in this room where voice and has power, you ask, who or why do we? What?
Did I say,
Which one did you ask?
I tried to say, who do we fight? Who do we fight?
Why do we
for?
fight?
Why do we fight?
Yes, I was combining
Why
two
do we
of them
fight?
because I was like, wait a minute, that's not the one that you said.
I am combining 2 of them. I not.
Yes. So you shout to the room. Why must we fight?
Right.
And the sword symbol on this giant doorway begins to glow. Seems like the door is somehow connected to the questions.
Okay. I'm saying, look around, and then I'm far away, so I am gonna just shoot my arrows
Hell
from
yeah.
over here.
Who are you sort of target? Have your sights set on?
Bloat. We're just gonna go
Bloat
take all the
very
little ones
bogged
out.
down by an invisible trigger and a giant moth. Or giant larva.
2
Yeah.
attacks. One is a 25 and one is a 16.
Okay, that is going to hit both times.
Ooh, okay. Plus 1, 3, 4. I'm not gonna make him a favorite enemy yet because I don't know what's going on yet.
That's fair.
That is 10 piercing damage. And 1. Oh, it's all cold. It's either all cold, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so 10 cold damage and 1 psychic.
Very nice. Arrow pierces into Bloat almost as a reaction. Just this big bullfrog like croak is emitted from him.
And then another 10 cold damage.
Oh, not bad for a second shot. Because with that, Bloat is not looking great. He is, in fact, looking bloodied.
Nice. That is my turn. I'm not gonna move anymore just in case I need to get. Maybe I'll take like 5. Yeah, I'll move a step closer.
Yeah, absolutely. You're okay. You've like back to the wall. Okay, I have some room, and you step forward instead. That brings us to Rhyme.
Oleander. Oleander gets an attack.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
With advantage, with Trigger invisible
Yes,
there.
thank you, Trigger. It looks at you so joyfully, Trigger. This worm is so glad that you joined, and it can finally use its pack tactics. Um, where it will deal 1d8 plus 6. So 10 piercing damage.
Okay. Bloat is looking rough as this moth pounds into him. That is going to be Rhyme's turn. Take it easy on our base over there. And is going to jump into action with Europa on one side. It doesn't know Kachi is there, so isn't going to focus on Kachi. Is going to slash at Europa one time with a 14 to hit. And I think Europa has a 16 now. She is 15, so she still manages to evade this attack. But with the opening that Rhyme creates, he does like slash and kick off the ground. With its flyby, does not bring opportunity attacks as he flies 5, 10, 15, 20.
Get out of here. Go away.
55 closes in with Tesha as he's kind of calling out, like, take it easy on our base, and is going to sort of, like, talons out, like, back feet kind of closing in as it swings down onto Tesha. My dice is hard to read, but that is a 19 to hit.
That will hit. I will use my reaction after he hits me.
Ooh, that is 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
From Rhyme,
And
not
then
great.
Strength saving throw.
Oh, hell yeah. Strength saving throw is different dice, Matt. This one's hard to read. That's a 13.
That's a failure. So he's pushed 10 feet away from me.
Okay, not bad. Good for Archer.
Maybe you don't have the movement for this next attack. And you take 4. Oh no. Yeah, 4 force damage. Which is pretty
Okay.
floppy.
Is repelled and pushed back as is sort of pushed
things.
back, does manage to use his bonus action to continue lending his baritone to the room. Oh, is sort of reverberating around the space. That is going to be Donkey, the figure off in the distance, and is kind of going to look out at those of you kind of gathered here. Now, nothing against all of y'all, but you might be a little too focused on violence. Perhaps you should be using your minds for this one. Maybe put your weapons down. And he can only see Europa and Gwyn, so he's going to look at Gwyn. I need a Constitution saving throw.
But I'm so hardy. 9. 10 minus 1.
That is a fail. As this, like, his words, like, ripple through the room in your direction, your arms immediately just kind of like feel weak down by your sides. You are under what is it exactly? Oh, it is not a condition necessarily. Attacks have disadvantage, but because your attacks are based on dexterity, you're not having your damage. So he targeted you because you're the only one close enough, but not the worst thing for you.
Not the worst thing for me. I just checked for concentration, and I checked. I'm good.
Oh, great. Does 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Hey.
Does have the movement to close with you. As you get closer, you feel the deep undulations of his voice as he is sending his bardic energy into the room. The room feels empowered by it with the voices that are being lended. It feels like it's building towards something. And with it so close to you, Gwyn, you get the sense that this may be connected to some kind of lair action. That is Hachi.
Okay.
Invisible.
This is invisible still, but unfortunate because the bird got away. Kachi will fly up 20 and try to make his voice bounce around the room a little bit more with the acoustics, just so no one can really like pinpoint where he is. Try to. We'll see. But he'll shout, "We fight because who else will?"
Ooh, okay. So answering the question that is pitched by Tesha, two parts of a harmony. I like how this works. As this sword is still like has glown and is going dim, 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 you answer this question, and shining like down from the ground, you see the symbols on the ground now begin to glow, matching very much so the shape on the doorway. This circular tile that I can ping, this conglomeration of people. Oh no.
Gotta go over
This
there.
conglomeration of people being the symbol that glows. This representation of who else will, an army of people standing together.
Now, with these on the ground, do they look like they can be moved or more like pressure plates?
They do look like they can be moved.
Does my invisibility go off if you just hear like a slight like, wait, that was meant to represent people? It's very unclear. Like,
And then I'll try to fly. I'm up 20. So I'll try to fly back down 10 just to get close so I can move it.
Nice.
And yeah.
With your movement alone, you go up, say something, come back down, and as you come back down, like your talons are able to kind of like grip into the edge of this token. Lighter than you would have expected considering its size. It feels like it's something that you could even fly with.
Oh, amazing. Holy shit. Okay, cool.
Because I think that was just your movement to do all of that, and like a free action to say this. Any actions or bonus actions?
I have an action. Can I shout again? Who do we serve?
I even say with who do we serve? You see this kneeling figure begin to glow. If you're using an action, I'll let you say something else as well.
The truth.
As you say the truth, this symbol on the ground here begins to glow.
Yeah.
The scales of truth. Give me an investigation check as part of that action to kind of like suss all of this out.
15.
Nice. Yeah, it seems like with you and Gwyn's sort of voice, like phrasing these questions and these answers, you've put the puzzle together. These symbols on the ground are meant to be a test of sorts. If you know the answers to the questions, you can match them up on the door super easily. If you didn't know the answers, you wouldn't know which ones to put where. It's not even like it's more than just a code word. It is a physical password for this room, an extension of code word, password. That's how you get through to Veritas. With a 15, you also pick up on what Gwyn was saying. Your voice kind of reverberating through this room is sort of like, you can almost like, with your bardic abilities also picking up on the fact that all four of these individuals are combining strength to some extent to create a lair action of sorts, something that is about to go into effect.
Damn. Okay. Then with and use a bonus action. Yeah. So. Okay, I'll at least use.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say I'll at least use a bonus action to send Gwen a bardic. She's like, "Yo, get ready."
Through the reverberation of the power in this room, you feel a more familiar tune come your way from Kachi, though invisible. I'll say, with the amount of talking that you're doing, give me a deception or a stealth check, Kachi, just so that they can't pick up on exactly where your voice is coming from in case there's area of effect shenanigans.
Yeah. 14.
14. I'll make a general perception check just for everyone. That is a 9. I'm going to say they don't pick up on your general location. They're more focused on creating noise themselves than paying attention to what you are saying. So as Kachi's turn comes to an end, our lair action goes into effect. These voices boom, 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 bouncing around the walls of this room, creating almost like this shock wave resonating with the metal, the stone of the door, then sends an impact wave through the room. I need charisma saving throws from Trigger, Europa, Gwyn, and Kachi. It is a fail from Europa.
What's the bardic inspiration at this point? D8?
D8.
Do you think this is like really bad? Like,
It's the first one. Let's find out.
yay! Okay, good. I got an 8. I got an 8 on the bardic inspiration.
Okay.
16. 16.
I was waiting to hear if Matt said that.
16 is a
passed
pass.
or not.
Okay, good. It was the good. I rolled a 3 or something, or a 6 or something. It was
Okay, great.
6.
Yeah, and Europa had gotten a.
Europa got a 9.
Okay, all right. I lay somewhere between those two things. Alan?
Yeah, Alan passed, right?
17.
That is a pass.
As we know, does a 12 pass?
A 12 does not. So as the power reverberates through the room, Kachi is not knocked prone. Gwyn is not knocked prone. But these shock waves, almost like when a boss in a video game hits the ground like a ripple goes through the room, that is what's kind of happening from this doorway. Right now, this first one is going to be 3d10 force damage coming at everyone for a total of 12 force damage to Trigger and Europa, but only 6 to Kachi and Gwyn, who passed.
I'm exactly bloodied.
But now Europa and Trigger are prone. You have to use half their movement to stand back up on their turn. But Europa is far away from everyone. Trigger is invisible, so doesn't really affect too much. But lair action kind of reverberating through the space. Excuse me. That is going to be bait this Knoll, who is going to have to probably dash unless he has some shenanigans that he can do, which I'm looking up now.
I made a concentration check and I rolled an 11, so I got a 10, which is enough to pass.
Oh my goodness.
Same for invisibility. I rolled a 15.
I think everyone's
yes.
a negative constitution score.
Bait, kind of adding like almost like a very high pitched cackle to the cacophony in the room, is kind of and it just kind of begins running towards the prone Europa. 10 is going to close, looks over at Donkey, and within this cackling hits one beautiful high note and is enabling Donkey to take a reaction to make a melee attack, which will resolve in just a second. As Bait also closes with Europa and is going to take 2 attacks on her. That is going to be a 20 and a 15, which are both going to hit Europa. She hasn't had a turn yet to shift, which is unfortunate. Why is it? D4s. I have to add a bunch of them together.
Is she not in our surprise round shenanigans?
Oh, yeah, you're right. She gave I forgot to even, I said what she was going to do, and then she didn't do it. So I'll say, because it was my penalty, the group has advantage they can use on this next round from her help action. And I'll let it work for anything. And I'll say she was able to use her druid or her druid wild shape, so she can use those hit points now. Thank you, Al.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is 7 hit points coming out of her wolf form instead of her actual hit points.
My wires got crossed. I was like, oh, of course Alan noticed. He's dating the wolf person.
At some point, I did introduce a very similar archetype.
You're like, here's a
As
wolf
Marion.
person. Now it's like, we work with you. We love you.
Do I love you? Maybe.
Right.
Just tell us.
Trust.
It's just a telling signal that Matt was a wolf kid and puts them into every game he can.
We know what's happening here.
The Akron Zoo had a wolf, or it was Cleveland. It was Cleveland. Cleveland Zoo had a wolf encounter, and I would just stand and stare at them all the time. Not encounter, enclosure.
I like the idea of you encountering wolves.
Wolf encounter.
Maybe you did. Maybe you did. No, you didn't die. You're here.
But also,
it's a lichen.
It's like wolves and foxes were like I loved them, and I wanted a pet fox. And there's a fox that visits my parents' house all the time, and will come out on their back porch and set off my dad's Ring camera, and he'll send me videos of it all the time.
No.
Sweet.
So Bait close all fours for a moment, and then launches onto Europa. Knoll hyena man attacking wolf shifted woman, as also this harmony inspiring donkey to take an attack on Gwyn. That is going to almost positive that's going to hit. That's a dirty 16. Double checking what donkey gets to hit. With his magical staff is going to be a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
As cracks you with this staff, you almost feel like a searing pain across your arm as it hits you with some acid. For 10 acid damage.
Mm-hmm.
That is Bait's turn. And that is Bloat, who is very nearly dead, but is
Oleander's
also...
gone.
Oleander's gone. Trigger is invisible, so Bloat wipes his brow. Right. Well, I feel really bad. I feel good about this. I think we're gonna be all right, everybody. Okay. And let's have one of these. Oh, and begins one of those low notes that you can feel in your chest. Sings a song of marshy doom. Gwyn, actually, what he's going to do is check to see if he can reach here. He can't. So Bloat is going to move towards the center of the room.
Reaction, I want to attack.
Trigger, you can take an attack of opportunity on Bloat.
Stun him, Trigger. I'm gonna die.
With advantage.
Yes.
Trigger, save my life.
He's got 2 hit points. I shouldn't have done that.
Let me roll. Can I roll my concentration check with advantage?
Yeah. I mean, as long as everyone agrees, I will allow it.
Wait, no, don't do it. No,
It's gone.
Instead of doing that, why don't you use the Bardic?
He already used it on the
the
lair action.
I I don't have time to hold on to things. I don't know when my next moment's gonna. I use my reactions before I'm downed. I try to.
The advantage comes from being invisible, not from the thing. So if you're worried about me using the advantage thing,
I'm not worried about you.
I
tried to keep a little worm.
The dirty 20 is more than enough to punch my bullywug. He has 2 hit points. What's it look like when an invisible trigger takes out bloat?
I just feel like he starts like doing like a hum from his throat, and I just cut it, the throat sac, right as it's like about to. Is that too much? Is that too much? Are we not killing? You're right. We're not trying to kill. You're right. You're right. Thank you for your reaction there. That put me right in the back. I just use the pommel of my dagger to just hit him over the head, and I become uninvisible. And I'm like, don't you hate it when people subject you to their terrible art? Speaking of which, and
they have essentially surprised you with an a cappella performance.
I thought you were gonna like ghost punch, like from out of nowhere, like funny, and you're like, I slit his throat for like a shadow with the moonlight.
Okay, I didn't. I thought about it, but I didn't. So and that's what's most important, because we're all on the same team, and you guys don't get that yet, but you will. And then I'm gonna cast Step of the Wind, and I'm going to run. No. So to stand, do the movement. I hate that I have to keep moving back and forth here. Stand. I can get to the truth thing. Do we think it is? How heavy?
As you go, you can kind of weigh it, and like Kachi realized, as like there's now a slightly invisible floating tile that represents like who else will. You put your hand on it, and it's almost like a giant piece of styrofoam. Like they've made like prop symbols, and you're able to like pick this thing up, and it doesn't impact your movement.
It's the art. It's the fact that they obviously didn't pay for materials. Like this is giving high school theater performance. Okay.
And I will take it, and I will run. I can make it to the truth.
Excellent. Oh shit! Yeah. So you are able to make it to the door. You place the symbol. You place truth on who do we serve. I'm looking for the draw one, just so I can mark it off. Nice. You are able to place this symbol in the peanut shape that I drew instead of a circle for some reason. But you are able to, as you kind of like slot this giant carving into place, it locks into place, spins, and you can feel like almost like it like depresses and sinks into the wall slightly. Having unlocked this portion of the door, as you do, the acoustics of the room are altered slightly. Give me an insight or an arcana check, Trigger, as the person who put this into action.
Insight, please. Get this open. 16.
Cool. The lair action, you like this, like the shockwaves that kind of came from this door. You almost feel them charging back up, and as you push it in, you feel like you interrupt it, and you get the sense that it'll be weaker moving forward.
Okay. That is my. Is that my action to place it?
I'll say it's an action to place it. Since you already kind of like knocked bloat out.
Pre-action.
Black.
That was a reaction. That was like a reaction.
Oh, that was a reaction. Yeah, you're right. So you used your movement and with a Step of the Wind to get here. So you technically you would still have an action.
Oh, we're not counting it as an action? Place it?
I didn't plan for that, so I'll just roll to see.
I want you to feel good about that decision. I want you to feel
I'm going to say it does count as an action to place this thing. It's like using a magical object.
Then if I could, I would just be like, who are we?
Who are we? You phrase this question. Who are we? Isn't one of the questions.
Oh, wait, no. Oh gosh, why did you guys take the two that I knew? What? Who do we serve? Why do we serve them? What are they eating?
You
What is the
ask,
question?
what are we? And the V symbol on the door begins to glow.
Right, I knew it was that one because that was the only one left. Anybody remember the
That's
Incredible. Bonus action was Step of the Wind, I believe.
That was the step of the wind, yeah.
All right. Finishing this blur of motion from Trigger, you place this the symbol before Bloat even hits the ground. As he does, lets out one ribbit. All right, call the boss. As the room kind of begins to take on a different energy, as one of the Midnight Symphony has fallen. That is Europa, who sees Kachi kind of beginning to levitate this symbol next to her, and she kind of just yells at, "We're prisoners!" And the symbol up here, which is a shackle with a chain attached to it, begins to glow. So you've located all of the necessary responses as she kind of offers that up. And then Europa is going to slash into Bait. Very primal fight as Knoll versus Werewolf kind of goes into action here. The next to go will bring it around to Gwyn as Europa rolls her attacks, which I can do back here.
I will use a spell slot to Misty Step 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet over here.
Hell yeah.
And I will move 5 feet. Grab.
Oh, hell yeah. Unfortunately, Europa with a 14 missed. Her highest was 14, missed both of her Primal Savagery attacks on Bait, but does maneuver herself strategically between Bait and Kachi, so Kachi can kind of get himself in position. Gwyn, excellent move to Misty Step away.
Yes. I want to grab this. And I have then that's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And I would like to dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And I'll dramatically eventually get knocked unconscious, fall from the ladder, and then someone else will have to put it up. But I'm close.
Incredible. You are close.
Maybe I can do it.
You're positioning yourself for an alley-oop or for next round. You positioned yourself well, preparing to weaken the effect that is here. Luckily, Trigger is also very nearby where you are. The bonus action was Misty Step, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
Gwyn speeds across the room in a much more magical fashion, but keeping pace with Trigger to some extent. But the shift in the room becomes a bit more apparent as to why, as it's not just a weakening of this magical door, but as Bloat has kind of gone down. Very similar to Trigger, the magic you've just let loose. Kachi, the magic you've just created. This misty veil begins to almost undigitize away from a massive
Oh my god.
titan standing by the door mid-swing as this hand begins to cascade through the air. Gwyn and Trigger, I need a dexterity saving throw from both of you.
You try to be a hero once. For once. I'm I'll put myself there. Let me put myself in there and try to open the door. Is this with advantage for some reason?
I don't believe so.
11?
11's not gonna do it.
23.
23 will do it. This giant hand as it swings, the side sharpens into an axe as it hits into Gwyn first, dealing 16 slashing damage to Gwyn. And
Hey, Gwen, what are you?
carries through, only dealing 8, because it was halved, damage to Trigger.
Did I fall off the ladder?
Gwyn falls off the ladder. Is Gwyn down?
Yeah, oh my god, yes. That was pretty hot. That's fine. It's fine. Well,
Gwyn is
oh my god, I
down.
didn't start with one!
Gwyn is down and falls for more than 10 feet, taking falling damage, so has lost a death save, which means Gwyn has 2 death saving fails thanks to the curse from the path. Gwyn is 1 death save away from dying. Again.
If you get to see Nico Stiletto again, I will be so mad at you.
It's
I'll kill someone else for you.
like a
as
really
this
me
massive
dying could bring the group together.
Titan has now entered the battlefield. That brings us back to Rhyme, who was their target teleported away from them. 10, 15, 20. Okay, and they have the speed to fly 40 feet to close with Trigger, and is going to sort of roundhouse kick with both talons, and 1, 2, try to crack into Trigger twice. That is a natural 20 and a 17 to hit. Does the 17 make it?
Trying to think about it. The 17 meets it. I was like, did I attack anything? No, I didn't this past turn. Oh, I'm about to die. Great.
Can you? Am I within 60 feet of Trigger?
I believe you are.
I'll come out of invisibility
you are.
and say, "Yo, dumbass," and silvery barbs. The nat
Nice.
20.
Perfect. Yeah, you can silvery barbs that first one. So I'll re-roll that one. I don't... That's never happened before, but the dice is cocked in the middle of the dice tray. Like, it's balancing on the felt. That's crazy. Oh my god. That is a second nat 20.
Fuck.
So that's that was the first one, and that was the silvery barbs with disadvantage, nat 20.
That was the first one. And that's
And then
the
there
second
was the 17.
I tried.
Damn.
Okay.
It's
It's good. I was
Isn't
really.
We made a lot.
I wanted to meet Nico Stiletto first, so this might be the
It's
chance.
a race to Nico Stiletto as both of
should agree.
these... I'll roll the crit damage first. That is... that is 14 piercing damage to Trigger.
Okay.
Still up?
I am.
Okay, cool. And that is going to be 6 piercing damage on the second one.
I am still up.
Still up. That is all Rhyme can do as he lends his bonus action to continue the lair action, but is going to use the rest of his 20 feet, 10, 15, 20 to fly away. With flyby, is not able to take opportunity attacks as he gives himself some space. That is going to be...
You guys literally told us to put down our weapons. Why would you do that and then attack us?
Yes, it's about focus. Everything has obstacles, and right now, the obstacle is us.
That's bullshit.
Stupid.
20, 25.
Just like arms, like
You should.
Yes, go in
You
on the
should
ground.
use your mind. We will be using a gun, but you should use your mind.
Well, you didn't even listen. You're still holding your weapons. Let's change that.
and you feel your plunger puss begin to heat up in your hands. I need a so I'm
Not
playing
the heat
casts
metal.
heat metal on your plunger puss. I need a Constitution saving throw, or else you drop your weapon.
Well,
A 12 will do it. So it begins to heat up in your hands, but you are able to hold on to it. Just know that it may... Okay, when it casts the spell, you take the damage. I misread that. So you take 7 fire damage as you hold on to it.
I burn my hand and I drop unconscious, I guess. I don't.
I still have my weapon in my now.
Had you put
with-
it down
my-
earlier, this wouldn't have been a problem.
I just realized that I think Trigger's the only one he could have cast heat metal on. Because Gwyn's bow
I was
is
like, this is an
specifically made
Arbor
of
Forge,
ice, and Arbor Forge
main
is
character
mechanically
plot
wooden.
device, I guess.
Huh, hilarious.
Heat
I
metal.
kind of
which
thought
is-
that like the weapon itself, because it shoots volcanic rock, I thought it would be okay against heat, but apparently not.
Everyone else is wearing armor, though, so it would have been fine. I was just thinking about the weapons that you all have in your hands. So heat metal goes off, and Trigger also goes down, which brings us to Kachi. Both Gwyn and Trigger are on the ground. You also
Being
know
safe.
there is a lair action coming soon.
You're gonna say it.
I'm gonna pick up the styrofoam. I'm going to fly by Europa and say, "I will find you in every universe."
What?
We haven't
I don't know
really
that.
put off that kind of vibe.
Yo, I don't know where that came from. That wasn't me. It sounded like some teenager kid. I don't know. I'm going to bonus action healing word, Gwyn.
Healing word goes to Gwyn.
Good. Okay. So that's at least 9 healing points.
I look good. Woo!
I think I have to action dash to at least get near Trigger, or at least be able to like put the I can't turn it, but I can at least okay, this is not falling out.
So you don't have an action available to install the thing, but you have the action to get close enough. Excellent. So getting to the door, getting close enough to your allies to heal and be in position. You are close enough when the lair action goes off. Weaker than before. Trigger, Kachi, and Gwyn, give me... Oh, and Europa, give me charisma saving throws as the slightly weaker version of the lair action goes off.
Can I give a
rolled
saving throw while I
exactly the same.
can I give a saving throw while I'm
I mean, technically no, because even half damage would still do a death save. So you would basically just you have a death saving fail from the lair action.
and is that an automatic failure then for Gwen?
Gwyn is back
No,
up.
I just got healed. I just healed 9.
For 9.
Right,
Which is
so
funny
you
'cause
asked who was more important.
I just rolled a 9 for my charisma saving throw. So maybe that's a good thing.
The DC, is it a total of 9? Because the DC is lower now.
The DC is a total. It's a total of 9. 7 plus 2. 7 plus 2.
No, that's still a failure.
No, 7 plus 2 is 9.
Okay. A 7 plus 2 gets it. Hear me out. And not 1 plus 8. So 9. Please.
Oh my god!
Please.
Europa also got a 9. all three
What's
of you
happening?
999.
rolled 9s, which
4 9s. We're like,
is a failure. So you are all knocked prone and take 9 damage.
I'm dying.
now-
This is because my character's about to die. But funny.
Now it is only that layer action was only 2d10 as one of the keys has been put in place. So while Trigger is down, he did
appreciate
save
that.
everyone from some extra damage.
I'm back to 1 death save. Does that make you feel like you did something?
I mean,
I would
you're
have
not
died.
dead. You would
You
have died.
kept me alive.
You would have died.
I'm looking at this as a win.
This is an absolute win.
Europa is still not bloodied in her wolf form.
Europa, survive!
People are meant to do this.
My
Some
job
people
is just
aren't,
to
you know?
live. I've been doing it for a century. Speaking of, that is going to be bait coming at Europa. That is a nat 1, but the 19 will hit. So is going to deal. No, it's this one. It is going to slash into Europa for 5, 6, 7, 8 piercing damage. Her wolf form is now bloodied, but she's still doing all right because I also went back and made sure all the damage this fight has gone to wolf form. Europa still has full health outside of her wild shapes. That is bait. No one is within melee. I have to roll to see if this comes back. It does not. Cannot use his bardic ability on this turn. It did not recharge. So as a bonus action, it's just going to continue sustaining this lair action. Bloat is unconscious. That is Trigger. You unconscious in this fight underground, which feels almost similar to the space that you've seen Nico before. Go ahead and give me that death saving throw.
That. I forget, do I add it?
Just flat.
It's a 19.
A 19, a success. You see off in the distance this inky blackness where you've met Nico Stiletto before, but you get the strange sense that perhaps you should swim in the opposite direction. You kind of like almost like the volume in like if you're like listening to something in stereo, that right side has been turned up as you hear like the gnarling slashing of baits. You hear Kachi kind of doing his best to nullify some of these attacks, and you're beginning to kind of focus in on your friends just a little bit more. That is Europa, who is still good. Will do a use one of her higher level spell slots to do a mass healing word.
Oh,
Right?
my queen.
Like, what a relief.
Oh,
I should have
no,
asked for a healing spell.
I forgot. She is a level below you. So she does not have mass healing word. She just has healing word.
That's okay.
So she is going to...
From the grave, you just see Trigger still point at Gwyn.
Yes, with your 19, you like point at Gwyn. She'll use a second level healing word on Gwyn for a total of 5.
Such a liability to the group.
Once again, the party of 9s. 9 health back to Gwyn, and Europa is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Is going to close in with Trigger and try to do a medicine check to stabilize you. to avoid you having to roll death saves, even if she can't do much else right now. That is a 21. So Trigger is stabilized. If it comes back around and no one is able to heal you, I'll let you roll to see if you pop up with 1 hit point with a natural 20. But you are no longer rolling death saves. Your breathing kind of like evens out. She kind of like pushes the still like red hot plunger puss away from your hand, knowing too well that you will try to grab it. As you're looking to almost like cuddle it, but she is able to stabilize you, but she will take a attack of opportunity from Bait. That is going to be a hit. He gets 1 hit in on her as she runs away. That is going to be 12 more damage to Europa. Wolf form is looking rough, but she is still good to go. This is her second wild shape. She used 1 in the maze before, so she's still pretty solid as far as hit points go. Which brings us around to Gwyn. 9 hit points, lying on the ground beneath this massive titan, carving in your hand. What would you like to do?
Well, it takes an action to put it in, right?
It does.
Do I just try?
Yeah.
Are you thinking you're gonna get hit?
Well, it's like, well, it's either like disengage, climb up, wait to get hit. Or try to just do it now.
Can you Misty step? Can you Misty step? No. Okay. I say,
Risk it for the biscuit.
has it already used its attack on anybody?
No.
No, we've just been going. I'm gonna just go for it.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself there because I made it.
Incredible. You climb your way to the top. You prepare yourself to place this, and the Warforged Titan is going to take an attack of opportunity on you.
It's gonna miss, but
Wait, does it have to take it while you're climbing? Does it have to take it while you're up in the air?
Like,
Let's go. As soon as I'm
bait it first.
I'm Please.
That is a total of 14.
That misses.
That is a natural 5. Swings with this bladed hand once again, arcing through the air just behind Gwyn as Gwyn climbs the ladder and places this symbol in place, weakening the lair action further and doing more to pry open this door and reveal what lies beyond. Any bonus actions from Gwyn?
No.
Did you heal with the amulet?
Not yet. It's still an action.
Well, shit.
Healing with the amulet's a bonus action.
Oh, I did right my wrong. Right?
No, it's a short rest.
Oh, that's what the change is.
Yes.
It is a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will bonus action amulet.
It's a bonus action, so yours still only. Oh no,
Yes,
you got
mine is a long rest. That's
but
what
you
changed.
got the diadem back from the tabaxi, so you did right the wrong.
Right.
So
Correct,
short
I mean-
rest, recharged, you're good to go.
Okay. What if it is half your hit dice plus your constitution? Two, like no 3.
But that
2 tens.
after Gwyn's
Um,
turn is this Warforged Titan, but because Gwyn climbed all the way to the top of the ladder, Gwyn is no longer in melee range.
So Trigger has to die.
So 2 attacks are coming for your 2 attacks are coming for Europa. First one is a 24 to hit. Is going to be is 14 damage. So Europa kind of stumbles back, losing her wolf form as the second attack comes her way. This like bladed hand slicing into her, and the second hand like almost like a corkscrew back before shooting forward for a hammer fist, and that is also going to hit. 15 damage to Europa. So Europa is now bloodied in her elf form with 14 hit points. But that is both of the attacks coming from the Warforged Titan. Did not get his sweeping axe thing back, which is why he can only attack one person. But that is the end of the Warforged Titan's turn. It brings us to Rhyme. Notices now Kachi has entered the battlefield, sees Trigger unconscious on the ground, is going to swing in, close with Kachi. Two birds, one after the other, meeting in the air. Is going to take 2 attacks. That is a 22 to hit, and another 22 to hit.
Yeah, those
These
hit.
bladed talons coming for Kachi.
Hey, get out of here! What are you doing?
I cannot do that. Though you've learned our secrets clearly, you must prove yourselves strong allies to earn our respect.
Why are you using fancy words and shit?
Comes with the territory, my fellow bard.
Oh God. Okay.
Drag your ass.
2 attacks for a total of 20 piercing damage.
Did he just say bird in a funny way? Was he like,
My bear
hello,
dick
bird.
friend.
Howard, man.
My fellow
You're a
baird.
Oh, isn't that stupid? You guys are both bird bards.
Bird bards.
I will hellish rebuke him.
He can't do. Flyby does not let you bypass that. That is not great. That is a 9.
Aha. Failure.
Hey.
Yo, take a piece of this. Hey, 12.
Oh damn.
12
Okay.
fire damage.
Okay. 12 fire damage. Rhyme is bloodied and looking rough as he flies away.
No art is a waste as long as I've made you feel something.
I guess that's technically true, but I think in the prerogative of wanting more people to enjoy it, why you gotta make people hate you?
Any press is good press.
Oh my God, you're so annoying.
That doesn't really do any good. So after Rhyme, it is Donkey. You're both wearing armor, so I'm just going to say odds for Kachi, evens for Chesha. That's going to be coming for Kachi. Is going to end heat metal on the plunger puss and instead cast it on Kachi's armor. Dealing 4 fire damage to Kachi, who is wearing the armor.
It's just leather armor though.
Oh, it's not metal. I thought you had stronger armor. That's on me. So I'll say aims. You know what? Because it's more fun. I'll say he aims it at your sword, still like strapped on your back. Aims, fires this magic. It hits the arbor forge and just dissipates. A wooden sword. There's nothing for heat metal to affect. As Donkey kind of like thinks for a moment, confused, and just adds his bonus action to the lair action that is currently going on, effectively wasting his turn because I did not realize you were wearing leather armor. That brings us to Kachi's turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is like arcane crystalline leather armor, but
Yeah, it's
that would
effectively still it's like leather and arcane crystal, kind of like your sword is wood and
Cool.
crystal. Like there's like an amethyst there, but neither is metal.
awesome. We're gonna fly up. Action. Place it.
Right before the lair
Locked
action
in.
goes into place, you've placed this third sigil. The door itself, this last piece, sinks into place, and the door spins. And each one by one, vroom, 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 the door opens. As it does so, you look around and you see Rhyme kind of relax. Donkey pulls back, still kind of confused at why his spell failed. Even Bait, who seems a bit more feral than the rest, stops and just starts scratching his ear. Donkey kind of begins to move towards Bait as we are out of initiative. The door is open. The Warforged Titan, this massive hulking beast, as initiative ends, levels like his hammer fist directly at Trigger and fires. Ping! A syringe pops into Trigger, healing you for... Oh, damn. That's not bad. Healing you for 17 hit points.
Oh, shit.
As the Warforged Titan fires the syringe into Trigger, and one by one, these metal pieces slide back, revealing a very slight, small figure inside of this enormous mech.
Oh my god, of course.
As the door opens into a dark and moody den. Leather couches fill this place, a fireplace on the far end. The mech opening up. A gray-haired, green-skinned goblin kind of leans forward. That's the most fun I've had for a while. Y'all ain't too bad. If these guys don't shape up, maybe I will make you the Midnight Murmurs. Alright, welcome to Veritas. Let's have a chat, shall we? As Grizzle the Goblin has revealed himself, climbs out of the mech, and begins to walk into the den. The party has discovered the leader of Veritas, Grizzle the Goblin.
Grizzle the Goblin.
And that's where we'll end it for tonight's episode of Shattered Ships. I apologize for a short session, but I have to get to bed early. My apologies, everyone.
That is okay.
That was fun.
Matt, I had 2 hit points left. I had 2.